Here we go. So we have made all the connection with the J1 connector. Just feed the board again. So now our target connections are these 24 pins and these mini B connectors. So firstly I'm just going to connect all these ground pins first, just using the top layer or L1. Just make them short first. Perfect. Now okay, so now we should make this connection. To make them connect, we need to put a via here because there is an layer change. Yeah, these connections are all also continuous. So firstly just connect this, the V bus. Okay, fine. Now to connect this okay, so we'll follow a strategy here, the same strategy. Just place a trace, a little trace, and then place a via. Then after layer change we can make them connect. Place a via here, Control V, change the layer L1 and connect. Perfect. Okay, so to make this connection we can go, no, we can't go like that. So what we can do, okay, so here just place a via and go with the layer L2 like that. Place another via, change the layer to L4 and make them connect. Perfect. Just place a via here, Control V, change the layer L1, connect it like that. Now to make these connections we can do, just connect it like that over the via. Perfect. Okay, so to make this connection first, just place a trace, Control V, place a via, change the layer L1 and make them connect. Perfect. Now just connect it. Okay, just connect this connection first. Fine. Okay, just make it color connect also. Perfect. So I made these connections. Great. Okay, so this is the direct connection. To make it connect, just change the layer to L4. Fine. And for that, okay, so we can make this connection by directly the L4 because there is no connection with the bottom layer. Just place a via here, change the layer to L1 and make them connect. Perfect. Now we can go for the other connection. Just change the layer to L3. And connect. Fine. Now there is another connection with the reset. Okay, so here we have made all the connections. Just change the layer. So yeah, I'm going with firstly we need to place a via there. So just extend the trace, Control V, place via, change the layer to L3, and similarly mm, similarly place a via with that pad also, extend a little trace, place via. Perfect. Now we can go for connection. So for connection I'm going to use the layer L3 because layer L1, L2 and L4 are already there. Perfect. So we have made this connection also. Now for another connection, what we can do, yeah, so we need to make them connect first. So there is a layer change, so we should place a via there. Okay, so these are all the connections with the register array, as you can see, and some of them the connection that we have made and some are still open. So to make them connect, okay, so firstly just these are the straight connection. To make them connect directly, just change the layer to L4. Fine. And for this connection we should place a via here. So for that just change the layer to L1 and place a simple trace, a little trace there. Perfect. Control V, place a via, change the layer to L4. Okay, so to make them connect we need to go around here, or we can use the layer 2 to make them connect. So here we need to place a via there. Control V. Perfect. Change the layer to L4 and make them connect. Perfect. Now we made these two connections. The third one, okay, so it is connected here. So to make it connect, what we can do, okay, so here we should follow the same strategy. A little trace, place via, change the layer and make them connect. So change the layer to L3 will be fine. So yeah, like that. Here we need to place a via also. Perfect. Just change the layer to L1, make them connect, fine. Okay, so to make this connection, what we can do, let's feed the board first so that we can visualize all the layer set which are already present there. So we should shift the layer so that we can place a via. Okay, so I'm going for this connection first. Just go for the L4, place a via, control V. Now change the layer to, okay, so from there we can go directly. I think we should shift that layer a little bit. Okay, fine. Now we can go around that. Okay, so just change the layer to L3. Just place a via here. Change the layer to L1 and make them connect. Fine. So these are basically, these connections are taking time because we have almost completed all the connections. So there are just few connections which are still remain. So to make them connect, we should have some patience. Just place via and change the layer, make them connect. Fine. Follow the same here also. Just make this ground connect. So this is direct connection basically, as you can see. Perfect. This is also a direct connection. Just place a via here to use the layer L2. As you can see, there is no overlap with L2 there. Just place a via here also, Control V. And make them connect with the layer 2. Perfect. Okay, so for this connection, just go to the layer 4 again, extend the trace, Control V, place via, and to make them connect, go to the layer 2. Fine. So we have made this connection also. Now we can go for another one by pressing Control and left click. You can select this. Okay, so this is already connected, and for the register one, okay, so this is open connection, that's why. Okay, fine. Okay, so now next connection, we need to connect this 28 pin IC, the one pin of 28 pin IC and another pin of the register array. So to make them connect, okay, so it is just direct connection, as you can see here. Fine. Now we can go with the another pad of register array. Now I'm going for the all the connection which are still remains. As you can see, if we'll go with the show all connection, okay, so these are all the connection that are still remains that we need to connect. Okay, no problem, just go with the one by one to all of them. Okay, so this is the longest connection that still remain. So to make them connect, okay, so we should place a via here first. Just fit the board. Okay, so yeah, this we need to go around the jumper one, the J1 connector. Okay, so this will be the better way to connect this connection. So just place a via here, Control V. Now change the layer to L3. Okay, place another via here. Change the layer to L4. Perfect. So I'm just leaving the 5 volt and ground connection. As I told you before, I'm going to place a polygon pour for the ground and plus 5 volt at the top and bottom layer, so it will automatically make them connect. Okay, so firstly we should target the other connection, the single pad connection or double pad connection, except the ground and plus 5 volt. Okay, so to make this connection, firstly I should place a via. Okay, so there is a space to place the via. Perfect. If there will be no space, then we should make a space for via, but this is the procedure to make them connect. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going around that. Fine, so we have made this connection also. Okay, so there is another, this is the plus 5 volt, so I'm just leaving plus 5 and ground. Okay, let's make this connection first. This is a plus 3v3 connection, so I'm just not going to place any polygon pour for plus 3v3, so that's why. Control V. Now change the layer to L2 and make them connect. Perfect. Now we can go for another connection. So this is basically ground. Just leave the ground first. Okay, so here we have made all the connections except grounds. As you can see, there are only ground connections and plus 5 volt connections are remains, and we have made all the other connections. So now I'm going to make all these connection, the plus 5 volt and ground connection. Okay, so just check once, is there, okay, so there is still an connection remains, as you can see here. So I'm just going to delete that extra via that we have copied. Now I'm going to make them connect the ground and plus 5 volt connection. Okay, so this is also connected, as you can see here. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is also plus 5 volt. Okay, so I'm just going for the ground first. So just place a via here and change the layer to L1 and just make them connect. Fine, and make this connect also. Perfect. Now just go for the another ground, as you can see here. So this is also in connection remains, so I'm just going with the same layer. There are no other connection remains except the 5 volt and ground. Okay, so we have to just make this connection. And I'm also going, in case any connection remains, I'm also going to place the Polygon Pour, so it will automatically connect all these connections. So just don't worry about it, just make them connect somewhere around there. Place a via here. Perfect. Change the layer to L1. Fine. Now, okay, so this is an connection there. So to make this connection, what we can do, uh, I'm just going with the layer 3, as you can see. Perfect. So we have made this connection also. Just go with the fitboard view, and there are also few connections are remains that we need to connect. So just select this one. Okay, so to make this connection, we can go with the layer set directly, I think. So we can make them connect with the top layer only, as you can see. Perfect. Now just make this connection also. So I'm just going to use a layer change there, because so I'm just going with the L3, because there is no L3 layer present in between them. Okay, so there is an layer. Okay, fine. So for that, what we can do, we should place a via there to make them connect. So okay, so firstly I'm just going with the bottom layer. Okay, so there is bottom layer also. Okay, so we need to place a via to make them connect, as you can see here. Just zoom a little bit. Okay, so there are basically all the layers. So I'm just going to shift this layer a little bit so that we can place via. Now fine, because there is no other way uh, apart from that, so we should place a via there. Perfect. Now we can connect with the layer 3. Just change the layer to L3 and connect this connection. Perfect. So we have made this connection also. Now to make this connection, just place a via here, and using the layer L3 we can make them connect. Fine. Now what else? Okay, so there is an connection there. Okay, to make them connect, we should place a via here. Plus Control V and change the layer to L3, and just place a wire here, place another via, change the layer to L4 and make them connect. Fine. Now we can go for the another connection. Where it is there still some connection remains or not? So let's have a look. The top only. Okay, with the bottom only. Okay, the top and bottom. Okay, so I think we have made all the connections. Let's have a close look there. Okay, so there is an still a connection remains, as you can see. So go to the top and bottom again. Okay, so this is the ground layer that we need to connect. Just change the layer to, okay, place a via here. Just make sure to make a minimum distance between the pads or via. Just change the layer to L2. Sorry, I'm going to use L3 because L2 is already there. Place another via over here. Change the layer L1 and make them connect. Fine. Now we have made all the connection with our layout design, as you can see. Now we can go for the adjustment of the overlay layer for top and bottom, so that we can reduce the constraints errors. Perfect. Just place these designators, away from the via or connections, so it will automatically uh, become the constraint free or error free PCB board. So as you can see, so in case if you want to change the size, then you can just go to the property section. From there you can change the size of that designator. Now just place the C8. Just don't forget to place the designator nearer to the component. Otherwise it will be difficult at the time of assembly, when we'll go for the soldering of the component. Then there will be a confusion like which component is basically C8 or LED3 or something, right? So just place the designator near to the component. Fine. Just yeah, this is the W1. Now just change the layer set to top layer again, and just shift that designator like that. Now shift that designator also here perfectly. Now we can go for this U1. So just place this U1. Okay, here will be okay. Now go for the another component there. Just place this Y1 here. Now place this C1 like that. So by spacebar you can simply rotate the designator. Okay. Now go with the another component. Okay, so these are basically fine, as you can see. Okay, now we can go for the bottom layer. So just shift these designator also. Okay, perfect. Now we should shift this. Okay, here will be okay. So this is the 680 ohm resistor array. Now this is the 1k ohm resistor array. So just put it like that. Perfect. Now change the C3. Here it will be okay. Oh, sorry. In case you accidentally move some error, just press the undo or Control Z. Just fit the board. That will be okay. Okay, so this is the D1 for this is small diode, as you can see. Now this is the U3 for this regulator IC. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Just fit all the documents. Go for all the layers. As you can see, just fit the board. Now we can go for the polygon pour placement. So here I first select the bottom layer. As you can see, by pressing the space bar you can change the orientation of the polygon pour placement, and you should left click at each corner of the board. Perfect. Left click and right click. Fine. So I place the polygon pour for the bottom layer. Just go to the property section. From there you can change the net name. Now I'm going to place the polygon pour for the top layer. So firstly just select the top layer or L1. Again click over the polygon pour and just left click at each corner of the board. Just do it very carefully. Perfect. Right click. Here we go. So here we have placed the polygon pour for top layer and bottom layer both. As you can see here. When you press 3 on your number pad, you can visualize the 3D model of your microcontroller board that we have designed completely. As you can see here. We have made all the connections and placed each and every component very perfectly. We have also cut the board perfectly, as you can see the 3D model, or you can visualize the 3D model to your client also.